Hello and welcome to yourlocalnote.com. My name is RJ. Mike is hanging out with us, working behind the scenes to make sure we sound good here. And he always does a great job, so we appreciate the job that Mike does. Got to give him a little bit of a shout out, Pete, because he's not going to be in front of the microphone. We've got Pete from Galvanize. He's going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking about their music, and they've got a new album out. We want to talk about that. We're going to feature some songs, so that's coming up in just a little bit. Just want to remind people that we are streaming 24/7. And we also have free apps. You can download them by going to the respective stores and typing in YLN. You can check out where your favorite band is playing with the concert calendar. And also, as I said, we're streaming 24/7. And we've got a newsletter. Just send us an email at contact@yourlocalnote.com and we can get that out to you. So much stuff going on here at yourlocalnote.com. All right, let's get to tonight's guest and featured artist for the vidcast. It is Galvanize. We're going to start off with the title track of their latest album. It's called Gold Rush Ritual on yourlocalnote.com.
Like a fool as we gather in a bloody ritual to see the powers that be bring you down.
The song is called Gold Rush Ritual. The band is Galvanize, and this is yourlocalnote.com. Hanging with Peter from Galvanize. Peter, welcome to yourlocalnote.com. Appreciate you joining us.
Good evening.
All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Galvanize? And basically, right now, it's just you and Scott. Is that correct?
Actually, no. Since the time that you booked us for this interview, we've added a member.
Okay, very cool.
So it's Scott, another person named Nicole.
Okay.
Who just joined last week on bass and synths and backing vocals and lead vocals, some places too. And then me, yeah.
Okay, so it's the three of you. You all play multiple instruments, or?
No. For the most part, Scott is
just
really
the
drummer. He's the monster behind the drums.
Okay.
And I focus on programming the part of the electronica side of our music.
Okay.
While playing guitar and singing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have a new member with the band. She just started. How did you and Scott get together?
Scott, when I started Galvanize, I was playing solo just to a drum machine. With guitar and vocals on top, and I ended up playing a bunch of times at a music venue that he was working at. Oh, okay. And eventually, I got a job at that same music venue, and he kind of, he'd played his history. He has a history playing with some notable electronic musicians, and so it was kind of right up his alley to play drums for an electronic kind of sounding project. Okay. And so it just really, he took to it, and we decided to have a jam one day at the venue, and it just worked very well.
So how long have you guys been working together then?
A year now.
Okay, very cool. Galvanize, how'd you come up with that name?
Galvanize, well, when I was starting the band, or when I was starting the project, I was very influenced by the Chemical Brothers. Okay. And I was just looking around for names, and one of my, a song that's really good by the Chemical Brothers is called Galvanize. Oh, okay. And I just thought, that's perfect.
All right, very cool. Then, do you do all the songwriting?
At first I did, but since we did this last album, it's become, because a lot of the album that we're listening to right now was written before I even played with the drummer. Oh, okay. And then we reimagined the songs. So Scott was heavily involved in the arrangements of the songs, but in terms of writing, it was kind of more on my end. Okay. But since we've done this album, it's become a completely different writing process, and it's actually really beautiful. And
okay, let's take a step back then, and let's talk about the writing process. Let's first talk about the song Gold Rush Ritual. What is the song about?
Gold Rush Ritual it's a social critique, basically directed towards capitalism and the greed and violence involved in capitalism. Okay, all right. And is that why you wanted to have that as the title track of the album? I think, yeah, because, I mean, I wouldn't say that the whole entire album is about that. But okay. I think that general themes that are to do with oppression and things like that tend to be most influential in the songwriting. Okay. And I thought that Gold Rush Ritual is kind of the most eloquent representation of that attitude. So you pay attention to the news, you pay attention to what's going on in the world, and that influences your songwriting? Yeah, I would say so. Okay. Do you find sometimes, especially these days, there's not a lot of good news out there. Does that get you down? I mean, or is that an outlet for you, because there is not a lot of great news out there, especially if you're talking about business and the economy and things like that. Since you mentioned capitalism, do you use your songwriting then to sort of work through your frustration, your anger at some things? Yeah, I would say, yeah. Galvanize has really, there's this other thing called Get Lucid.
Yeah, I saw that, and I wanted to talk to you about that in a little bit later. But if you want to talk about it now, go.
Yeah, I would say it's difficult to talk about Galvanize without talking about Get Lucid.
Okay.
Because they're very intrinsically connected.
It's a charity, correct?
No, it's not a charity. It's a arts and activism collective.
Okay.
And we run fundraisers for various different social justice organizations. So not necessarily charities, but more grassroots, local focused kind of things.
Sure.
Not like, the big multinational corporation nonprofits that,
like American Cancer Society and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're great and all, but they're just, they don't care about the little
it becomes
in the bucket that we would raise for them.
You make a good point in the sense that, and I think everyone, and I don't want to get too caught up in this, but you brought it up. What has happened is they've gotten so big, and you have so many people. All of a sudden, the cost of running it is becoming enormous, and then all of a sudden, it becomes bigger than what they're actually donating.
Well, I think that was it like Weber or Weber, the first sociologist. I think what he said was that eventually the sole purpose for any bureaucracy to exist will be to maintain itself.
Yes.
And I think that that's really the case with a lot of these major.
You see that?
nonprofits.
Yes, major corporations, and it's not just it's nonprofit. It's for profit. It's even some social. Organizations have gotten so big because they've been around for so long.
Absolutely.
That they are now more just trying to keep themselves going. And it's funny because, and we'll try to get back into music, but I read an article, and I think this is true, and of any big organization. You put human characteristics to a corporation, to a big organization, and you come up with a sociopath. Because when they're that big, it's all about them. Yeah. So, okay, that's interesting. So you look at that and you're trying to send a message.
I would
point
say
out the problems with what's going on.
It's difficult to say. I don't think that we're preaching or trying to send a message, but more just kind of creating communion with the people in our own community who care about these types of things.
But when you're dealing with activist groups, there is a message.
Absolutely.
So, it would make sense that you would have a message in your song.
Yeah. Yeah, the songs definitely have a message, and they're designed, they're written in ways that I hope people can relate to and recognize the themes themselves and kind of vibe off of those things.
Okay, I'll tell you what, let's play the second song, and then we're going to come back, and I want to take a step back because you mentioned how the songwriting process has changed, and I want to talk about that in a little bit. All right, we're hanging with Peter from Galvanize, and we're talking about their latest album. It's called Gold Rush Ritual. We played their title track. Next song is called Annabelle. This is yourlocalnote.com. Appreciate you joining us on tonight's vidcast. The song is called Annabelle. The band is Galvanize, and their latest album is called Gold Rush Ritual. Peter, who's joining us, when did your album come out? It came out, what, in the spring?
In April, yeah.
In April, okay. And and these are songs that you've had written for a while?
Yeah, more or less.
Is this your first album?
With this band, yeah.
Okay, you've done other albums.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's talk about Annabelle. What is that song about?
Annabelle is simply about being in unrequited love.
Okay. That's most guys get into music to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
That token one.
All right. Let's get back and take a step back, because you said a lot of these songs you had written yourself, and then you worked with Scott on the album, rearranging them and getting to where they are right now.
Yeah.
But now you said, now that the album's done and you're moving forward, your songwriting has changed. How so? What has it changed from? Just you, now it's a collaborative effort?
Well, I would say that the process is just that I'm showing song ideas to Scott and now Nicole at a much earlier stage in their creation. And so as they're being created, with the songs on the last album, a lot of them were already being performed.
Okay.
And they had already been performed for a year up until the point that I was starting to jam with him. And so they just kind of took a new shape, but they didn't really change all that much. And now that we're writing together, I'm just showing him ideas when I've got a verse and no chorus, and same with Nicole, actually. We're having an amazing time just creating things. Mm-hmm. Sitting with a 6-pack of beer in a bedroom with an acoustic guitar and a bass or something, music. And just making music on the fly. And it's actually, it's a very rewarding process.
Is it safe to say you're already starting on songs for your next album?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. We're probably going to start recording in September.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wow. Mm-hmm. And you said that this album, Galvanize, the album for Galvanize, Gold Rush Ritual, this is the first album with them, but it's not the first album you've been a part of?
No, I was in a band when I was between the age of 17 and 20, that called the Reformations.
Okay.
And we were kind of punk, but more like grungy punk, Queens of the Stone Age. Really a lot of the same influences as right now, but with less of the electronica kind of stuff.
Okay.
And maybe more of an AC/DC vibe as well.
All right.
And so we recorded with that project.
How much of a difference from that project to this project, your last project, Gold Rush Ritual? You were part of a band, so you were just one of 3 or 4 people. Now, basically, you were leading the way on this. Mm-hmm. How big of a difference was that?
It was I wrote the songs for the last band as well.
Okay.
But didn't play lead guitar.
Okay.
And my guitar input after writing songs was minimal, because the other guitarist was really amazing, and I just kind of let him do the thing.
Okay.
And because he was way better than I could have ever been. And but now this time I was the only guitar player, and I was also it was much different. This project was my first, and the last one, it was this one was just different, like emotionally and physically.
Okay. A lot of work.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay. Are you ready for another go at it then?
Yeah, I'm chomping at the bit.
Do you feel, though, with the other 2 members of the band getting more and more responsibility or contributing more, is it going to be less pressure on you?
I never really felt any pressure,
to
be honest. Pressure does come into it at other times, but by the time we record everything, we were very organized, and we knew what we were doing. We didn't waste any time, and we don't have money to waste.
Right.
We're all really poor.
So so you where did you record the album?
We recorded it at Lorelei Studios, which is in just north of Chinatown, run by an amazing engineer named Peter Tramo.
Okay. And will you go back with your next album there, or are you going to try something different? Yeah,
we're not positive. I mean, we don't really know. There's a couple options and some other friends who are involved in studios and stuff. So we're kind of just leaving it open. So
you have the pressure of other friends who want to help you out. Does that cause some I guess pressure in the sense that, well, maybe this guy's better, but he's my friend, so.
I don't think, because the thing is, we're lucky enough to be working with people who are kind of, they've got way better things to do than give us their time. So,
okay.
So if we're not bugging them with our own projects, they're getting jobs that are way better than us.
Okay. All right.
and paid way better than us.
Okay. Now you have the three of you now. Now how long has Nicole been with you?
A week.
Oh, a week. So she hasn't played live with you yet?
No, she's going to play live with us at our next show.
Next show? Okay. Yeah. Have you seen her play live?
No. I mean, I've seen her jam on a stage.
Jam with you guys, yes. Yeah. But you haven't seen her live with another band?
No, I haven't. But I do know her credentials, and she was in a pretty big band in Virginia Beach.
Oh, okay.
So she's definitely got her stage chops.
Is she from this area?
No, she's from. She's from North Carolina and Virginia Beach.
Oh, okay.
Hip hop.
What brought her up to Philadelphia?
I believe her boyfriend is a tattoo artist.
Oh, okay.
And got a job up here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It happens to the best of us.
She was looking for a change or something. So
I'm here because my wife got a good job.
Yep, there you go.
I know how that works. So that's great. And now you and Scott, do you guys still work together on your outside jobs, not just the venue?
We work for the same venue, but our jobs have gone separate. We do two different things now. We used to both be doing the same thing, and now we do different things.
Okay. Do you think that makes it easier than working together on a band?
It didn't really. There's no noticeable effect. I mean, we never had any trouble being together for long amounts of time. So
okay, very good. Let's get back to the collective that you were talking about. And the name of that again, and it's
called Get Lucid.
Get Lucid, that's what I thought. So how long has Get Lucid been around? As long as Galvanize has been around, or has it been around longer?
Yeah, Get Lucid. Galvanize's first show was at the first Get Lucid. No, the one of the first Get Lucids. Yeah.
So did you start this, or are you one of the co-founders?
I co-founded it with a very close friend of mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Named Miguel Huerta.
Okay.
Shout out to Miguel.
Okay. And now you're looking to just help other grassroots groups with your performances, raising money for them that way so they can continue doing the work that they're looking to do.
I would say, I mean, that's part of it. I would say that for me, most of the inspiration comes from just creating a community and living in this community. Mm-hmm. And, it's a supportive artistic community, activist and artistic community with just beautiful people that I like to spend my time with.
All right.
So that's the motivation.
If a group wants to get involved, how would they get involved in this? Do you have to? Do you invite people? Do you recruit people? How does that work?
I would say, as far as artists and generally we tend to, the artists who perform or display their art or do their spoken word or whatever art they're going to do, and the organizations that we raise money for and promote, they usually get slots or fundraiser parties by kind of developing personal connections with us and involving themselves in the community.
So you can get to know them and see what they're all about.
Yeah, and just have them be part of the community and support it themselves, and then they they get to display their stuff, and they're genuinely a part of the community, and so they can express themselves through.
How can they contact you? Can they contact you through the band, or does Get Lucid have their own website? How does?
Yeah, we have a website, but it's currently down.
Okay,
it's going to be back up, but
we know that
it's going through renovations.
we were hacked.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, we were shut down a couple of weeks ago.
Terrible.
Yeah, so we understand that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we think it was the Russians. Gotta be careful. That's my people. I'm half. My dad is from the his relatives or his ancestors are from they're Slavic, so it's the Eastern Europeans. And they don't like the Russians anyway. So anyway, let's not get off on that.
Yeah.
But okay, so
it's a contact to Get Lucid. I mean, we have a lot of events, so you can always come to our events and track us down there. We do a lot of events at Underground Arts and other places.
So your events, I mean, you perform at most of the events then, and then you recruit other bands to perform too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you'll let us know when you're going to have one of these shows. So
September 5th.
Okay, so we can promote that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Absolutely.
That's excellent. All right, let's get to song number 3. It's called Tension. And we're going to play it, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about where people can find your music. Okay, Peter?
Cool.
All right, we're hanging with Peter from Galvanize. This is yourlocalnote.com. Appreciate you so much hanging with us on a vidcast. And the song, again, is called Tension from the album Gold Rush Ritual, yourlocalnote.com. That's Galvanize, and their song is called Tension from the album Gold Rush Ritual. We're hanging with Peter from Galvanize. All right, Peter, tell us a little bit about Tension. What is this song about?
Tension song. It's about, I don't even know.
Okay. As you were saying that, My follow-up question is, obviously, you write songs and you're constantly writing songs, so it's possible that you forget what songs are about, or what do you remember?
I don't think I ever really knew what this song was about.
So is this what influenced, what motivated you to start writing this song? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Where were you when you were writing this song?
I think I can't even remember.
Okay. Were you in the bathroom, or we're just trying to?
These are the first one.
We've had bands tell us that they get very inspired when they're in the bathroom, so that's why I threw that out.
Yeah, I think it was just free association.
Okay. Sometimes you write the music, and you're like, well, I need some words. I like the music a lot, so I need some words. So let me just write some stuff that rhymes and sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would say that, yeah.
All right. Does that happen a lot? I mean, is that sort of like you get to a writer's block? Is that considered writer's block?
No, I wouldn't say that's writer's block. I would say that that's the way. I think it kind of writing from the free associating off of the energy and the emotion that the music and kind of inspires in you. I think that's for me like a very natural way to write.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't write poetry and then fit the poetry to my songs.
So the music gets written first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then words blurred out, and then I construct sentences based around melodies.
Okay.
And hope that some meaning will.
But it doesn't. But as long as it sounds good, and people can sing a hook.
As long as it sounds good and it doesn't project any kind of racist or negative or oppressive or sexist type of viewpoint, I think that it's all right.
Well, I mean, you'd have to almost think about that to put that down.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I think a lot of people do it without thinking about it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about. I guess some of the shows that you've got coming up. When is your next show?
Our next show in Philly is on Friday, September 5th.
Okay.
It's at Underground Arts, and it's a free show.
Is this part of Get Lucid?
It's a Get Lucid show, yeah.
Okay.
And it's free. It's celebrating First Friday and the opening night of Fringe Festival, which is something that we have programming for Fringe Festival at Underground Arts.
And what is
not official?
What is Fringe Festival for people who
Fringe
like myself,
Festival?
don't know
Fringe Festival is a festival that started out of Edinburgh to promote arts that are on the fringes of popular arts.
Okay.
So it's a lot of cabaret and vaudeville type stuff and things that you wouldn't really see in big theaters.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big organization in Philly called the Fringe Arts.
Okay.
And they're kind of like the corporate version of Fringe Festival, and they've like really monetized the whole thing, and they charge like $50 to get into their shows, which is it's not fringy,
Okay.
And so like
it's selling out.
Yeah, they sold out.
Okay.
And so we've got like we do at Underground Arts, we do a kind of like free late night cabaret type thing, and so this is going to be the opening night for that.
So is it safe to say you're on the fringe of the fringe?
I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a true fringe.
I couldn't help myself. That was bad, wasn't it? Yeah, Mike's just shaking his head, going, "Why do I put up with this?" Okay, very cool. Any other shows after that?
Yeah, there's a bunch in the works.
Okay.
We've been doing Get Lucid a lot in DC.
Okay.
And so we're going to be going back to DC in the fall. A good friend of mine is getting off probation in December, and we're having a huge party.
That's a good reason to have a party. Just hope he behaves and not have to go back on probation.
Yeah, exactly. After probation, he'll be able to do whatever he wants. Yeah. And then we're also looking to expand Get Lucid into Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Because we have a member of the collective is moving there.
Oh, okay.
Help us
so you're trying to expand it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, very cool. All right, so when you get the dates of the show, you'll pass it on to us.
Absolutely. Excellent. But for now, just remember September 5th.
September 5th.
And some other really good bands are going to be on the bill as well.
Okay, very cool. Where can people find your music?
You can find our music for free on our Bandcamp page.
Mm-hmm.
which is galvanize.bandcamp.com.
Galvanize. Galvanize.
So 2 times the word galvanize.
Okay,
and then Bandcamp.
Right. Galvanize.
Yeah.
.bandcamp.com.
Yeah. Galvanize.bandcamp.
Oh, okay. There's no dot between the.
Oh no, there's no dot.
I just want to make sure. That's where I was getting confused.
Yeah. And then there's also galvanizeband.com, which is our official website.
Okay.
And if you find us on Facebook or Twitter or all those things,
you got all that stuff.
You can be linked to all the places to get our music. It's very accessible.
Excellent.
You can also come to our shows and buy a CD.
Okay. Well, you're giving away this album, but you're selling CDs.
We have hard copies of the CDs, which we, depending on how much we've drunk for that night, sometimes we give it for free.
No. What you're supposed
otherwise,
Peter, what you're supposed to do,
we'll charge people.
Yeah, no. You're supposed to take advantage of the people who are drunk so they can pay you more money. You don't get too drunk that you start giving away.
I guess it's difficult for us to take advantage of people.
Gonna have to help you out with some of this business here, Peter.
Yeah.
Okay. So and it leads me to another question. You're giving away the album for free online. You can download it for free, which is great. Is that something? Are you looking at that as a way that maybe that's the future of promoting your music? Is that you have to give it away for free online? I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are.
I think, if people wanted to support us, they can go to iTunes or CD Baby and buy our thing, or buy it from, buy it at our merch table at shows and stuff. But I think that we're just generally of the opinion at this point we're not going to make any money from being an unknown band.
Got it.
So I'd rather people just listen to the music. I don't want it to be inaccessible or prohibitive to anybody at this point.
Very cool. All right, just because it is a very interesting time in the music.
But I do think that at this point, trying to sell music can really be a futile endeavor.
It's
for even bigger bands.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge, and we'll see how it plays out. But there is a large group of people who don't put monetary value on buying albums. I mean, that's what I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Whose album is out? Oh, I want to go buy that. And you work to save money to buy albums, but that's not happening. So
yeah, it's just a change in the cycle.
It's a crazy time. All right, Peter, thank you so much for hanging with us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the last song, "Follow." Is that another song that you put the music together and then you're like, I need words, so let's just see what
that song is an experience I had watching a good friend succumb to heroin.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear about that.
It's okay.
Well, it happened. So you wrote about that, and now, is this something that people know around you? People who know you well know that that's a song that has a lot of meaning for you.
Yeah, I think I've explained that to people who ask.
Okay.
Do you ever secret?
Okay, when you're playing live, do you ever say what the song is about?
There's only one song that I ever say what it's about at shows, which is a song called "The John Who Doesn't Pay," which is a tribute to sex workers.
Okay. Always want to stay on their good side, right? All right, thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. We've been hanging with Peter from Galvanize. They've got an album out. Came out in April. The album is called Gold Rush Ritual. Before we wrap things up with the final song, just want to remind people again that we are streaming 24/7. We've got a free app. Also, don't forget that Mike and I do a YLN update. You can check that out also as we give you the latest news that we find that's going on in the Philly music scene. All that and more, and you can find out where your favorite bands are also playing on yourlocalnote.com. All right, wrapping things up with the song "Follow" from the album Gold Rush Ritual. This is Galvanize on yourlocalnote.com.